Well, good day, everyone. We've got more and more migratory birds here, but we've also had a lot more snow and more freezing cold temperatures here in Quebec. I do hope it will warm up pretty soon. This year, we partnered up with one of the local elementary schools to put up 100 bluebird nesting boxes in our area. Last week, I went to that school to talk to the kids about bluebirds and their nesting boxes. Here are some of the highlights. I have 9 different birds that have blue in them. I just want to make sure that you know what an eastern bluebird, because that's the bird you're going to be working with. Okay? Have you decided? Because eastern bluebirds don't actually stay here for the winter. It's too cold and there's nothing to eat here, right? So they move south. This is where you see them all year round, and then they come here to breed. That's why they need your help putting up all those nesting boxes. You have to choose 9 things on the list to include in your drawing.
Why? No, actually not.
So where to place bluebird boxes? Open woodland. That's a go. So if you have an open woodland, that's good. I like to perch on fences.
Well, we didn't get that.
You have a fence, and they feel safe around us. So having a human house, it's okay.
You guys are facing west. Okay, we're the same size.
No, they're the same size. And then when you come back to check on them, you're going to open it very quietly because you don't want to disturb the birds.
I think I should do this.
Right here, see this metal thing? It's called a baffle. So this prevents raccoons, cats, and snakes from going in and destroying all the eggs and eating all the babies.
I'm gonna have to go another tree right here since they have this trees everywhere. I want to grab a car. Well, you can There's a piranha.
Paints have different chemicals, okay? And it's not really healthy for the little guys, okay? So that's why this box, you see? It's just untreated wood like that. That's the best thing. So to sum this up, even if you already have bluebird boxes or if you're about to put them up, make sure that your bluebird box is installed on the pole with a baffle facing east in short grass, not somewhere too crowded with trees next to a fence or to a wire. Good luck, everyone. John Petrus from Pennsylvania has a question about woodpeckers. He has hairy, downy, and red-bellied woodpeckers that visit his suet cage and his regular tube feeder, but it's only the red bellies that come to his window feeder. He is curious why hairy and downy woodpeckers are not interested in his window feeder.
Hi, John. Nice to hear from you again. Your question's a tough one to answer, if only because I get both hairy and downy woodpeckers coming to my suet feeder, which hangs right by my kitchen window. But I do notice that they don't tolerate me standing by the window when they're feeding. Perhaps this somewhat shy behavior is amplified by a feeder actually attached to a window. As for that red-bellied woodpecker, I've got no experience with them except to say that they're obviously less shy than the others. It's a fact that some species are much more tolerant of humans being near them while they visit a feeder. Hummers and chickadees are among them. Aside from shyness among birds, I took a closer look at the picture of your window feeder, mainly its contents. Again, I've got no experience with the feeding tactics of red-bellied woodpeckers, but I can't visualize hairy and downy woodpeckers hanging on the edge of a window feeder and sticking their bills into that loose mixture of seed. They seem to be much more comfortable using their strong beak action to chip away at something solid like a tree trunk, or a hard suet crammed into a cage, or seeds packed densely into a tube feeder. Because they have an alternative food source in the form of the suet, perhaps they just prefer to stick to that.
Have you ever wondered if birds that are colorful make better targets for predators than the birds that have duller plumage? Well, a group of scientists from the University of Melbourne in Australia decided to find out for sure. What they did is they took 3D models of fairy wrens, both the brightly colored males and the duller-looking females, and they placed them in different habitats, from dense forests to open savannas. And what they learned is that the colorful males were not targeted any more frequently than the duller-looking females. Both birds were equally at risk. Another thing that they found out, and that shouldn't be a surprise, that the birds that were placed in the more exposed open savannas and habitats were targeted more often than the ones that were kind of hiding in dense forests. A tea shop owner in Turkey decided that in addition to selling his tea, he also wants to take care of birds. So he's turned his tea shop also into a bird sanctuary. Abdurrahman Dal comes from generations of bird breeders, and he's so fascinated with birds that he's making a room for birds in his tea shop to treat them. Customers bring him injured birds where he nurses them back to health and releases them into the wild when they're strong enough. Right now, he has a few turtle doves, budgerigar, canaries, and 250 pigeons. His neighbors don't seem to mind all the birds because of his background as a pigeon breeder, which is a highly respected profession in Turkey. Dal says that nothing makes him happier than seeing birds fly in the sky. For the past 10 years, the Department of Fish and Wildlife has been laying the groundwork with the Yurok tribe around Redwood National Park to reintroduce California condors to Northern California. The condor population, which was down to 22 in 1985, is making a slow but steady comeback with 290 birds in the wild. The DFW is working with the Yurok to build a release center within the national park where they can monitor and take care of birds in the event of an injury. Originally, condors used to be found from British Columbia all the way to Mexico, but now, if things continue to go as well for the birds, they will be filling those skies in another 20 years. I always forget how many different finches are out there. It was really cool to see a variety of them on our photo contest. Let's check out the top 5. And here's the third place. And the second place. And the grand prize winner. Congratulations, everybody. Next month, it's birds in trees. Good luck, everyone. Well, that's it. That's all for now. If you want to be one of the judges on the next photo contest, please do let me know. And if you don't have a birdhouse, please do consider putting one up. You never know who you might help out.